The first light of dawn kisses the Nile's edge, where rich, black soil cradles a newborn child. Palm leaves whisper secrets in the gentle morning wind, rustling above the tranquil riverbank. A tender scene unfolds as the sun's rays warm the damp earth and the sleeping infant. Life begins anew beside the ancient river, under the watchful gaze of the awakening world. The Nile's waters reflect the promise of a new day, a silent guardian of the newborn's fate. In the palace nursery, a hush falls as a swaddled infant is presented. The child lies peacefully, unaware of the court assembled before it. Servants kneel, heads bowed in reverence, their shadows stretching long in the soft light. The air is thick with anticipation, the fate of a kingdom resting on this tiny life. A silent promise hangs in the air, a legacy yet to be written in the annals of history. Under a scorching sun, the young prince watches laborers struggle with heavy stones in the palace courtyard. Heat shimmers off the stone as men trudge, their efforts strained and silent. A laborer collapses, the heavy stone clattering beside him, a stark testament to the brutal conditions. The others press on, their faces etched with grim determination, ignoring their fallen comrade. Sunlight floods the palace training room, motes of dust swirling in the golden beams as the prince struggles with a large, ornate bow. His young muscles strain with the effort, brow furrowed in intense concentration as he pulls at the unyielding string. Across the vast room, the pharaoh observes, his tall, regal presence radiating a palpable, unreadable tension. The silence amplifies the prince's heavy breaths, the weight of expectation hanging thick in the sunlit air. Under the scorching sun, the prince races his chariot across the vast desert, a lone figure against the endless sand. Dust billows high, a swirling cloud marking his passage. Each grain, a fleeting moment in the desert's timeless expanse. The chariot wheels carve deep tracks into the dunes, a temporary scar on the ancient landscape. Heat shimmers above the sand, distorting the horizon, blurring the line between reality and mirage. The prince's eyes are fixed ahead, a determined glint reflecting the harsh light, his purpose unyielding. Stone corridors stretch endlessly as the prince walks alone, his footsteps echoing in the cavernous space. Torches flicker, their light casting dancing shadows that twist and contort with each gust of wind. The cold stone walls seem to close in, amplifying the prince's solitude. Each shadow seems to whisper secrets, adding to the oppressive atmosphere. The air is thick with the scent of damp stone and ancient secrets. The prince's silhouette is stark against the flickering torchlight, a lone figure in the vast palace. In the palace library, rows of towering bookshelves stretch into shadow, filled with scrolls and tablets. Prince sits at a wooden table, hieroglyphs etched onto a stone tablet before him. His brow furrowed, the prince intensely studies the ancient text. Beside him, a priest, his face a map of scholarly years, guides with a slender pointer. The dim light of the library casts long shadows, deepening the air of ancient secrets. The pharaoh strides towards the exit, his royal garments shimmering in the sunlit throne room. The prince watches his father depart, his gaze a complex mix of respect and apprehension. The heavy door swings shut, the sound echoing through the vast, empty chamber. An echoing silence descends, amplifying the prince's solitude and unspoken thoughts. Beneath the blazing sun, the pharaoh, a figure of immense power in golden armor, surveys the battlefield. His army surges forward, a relentless tide of warriors crashing against the enemy lines. Arrows whiz through the air, finding their marks amidst the chaos of war. Steel meets steel as soldiers clash, the din of battle echoing across the blood-soaked ground. Sparks fly as swords grind against shields, each impact a testament to the ferocity of the conflict. The pharaoh watches on, his face a mask of determination as the fate of his kingdom hangs in the balance. News of victory echoes through the palace halls, stirring the air with anticipation. Ancient walls bear witness, adorned with reliefs of triumphant scenes. Stone carvers meticulously etch fresh victories into the palace's enduring story. Each stroke of the chisel resonates, immortalizing the moment for eternity. The palace bedroom is dimly lit by flickering oil lamps. The pharaoh breathes his last, his form still beneath linen sheets. Hushed whispers fill the corridors just outside the death chamber. A royal guard stands vigilant, his silhouette stark against the dim light. Urgent whispers carry the weight of unspoken fears and uncertainties. A royal guard is dispatched, a silent messenger in the heart of the night. In the grand throne room, a golden crown is gently set upon the prince's brow, the symbol of his ascension. The weight of the crown, the weight of destiny, settles upon his shoulders in a silent, solemn promise. He rises, his spine straightening, his gaze hardening with newfound determination, ready to rule. A palpable surge of power emanates from him, filling the throne room with an electric anticipation. Before the assembled court, he stands not as prince, but as pharaoh, his reign beginning under the watchful eyes of the gods. Under the scorching sun, the new pharaoh's procession winds toward the towering temple, a spectacle of gold and reverence. Golden ornaments blaze, reflecting the sun as the pharaoh proceeds, an emblem of power and divine will. Ancient hymns rise from the priests, their voices resonating, filling the vast courtyard with a sense of timeless devotion. The air vibrates with anticipation as the procession nears the temple, destiny etched in every shadow and gleam. Dust motes dance in the dim light of the vast granary, a silent testament to the looming famine. On a raised platform, Pharaoh observes the desperate scene, his regal presence a stark contrast to the ragged crowd. The people shuffle forward, their gaunt faces etched with fear and starvation, their eyes fixed on the grain. A heavy silence hangs in the air, thick with the smell of grain and the unspoken plea for salvation. Pharaoh's imposing figure looms over the granary, a symbol of power amidst the desperation. Dust devils swirl across the barren borderland, an omen carried on the scorching wind. From the horizon, riders emerge, weary messengers on horseback, silhouettes against the sun, their faces etched with grim tidings, speak of battles fought and victories lost. The relentless sun beats down, mirroring the heavy burden each messenger carries. Each hoofbeat against the parched earth echoes a desperate plea for help. They arrive bearing news that will change everything, their mission vital. On the battlefield, the pharaoh advances, his figure a beacon of resolve against the storm of dust and blood. Dust devils swirl like vengeful spirits, mirroring the brutal dance of life and death amidst clashing steel. Crimson spray paints the ground, a stark testament to the ferocity of the conflict. The air crackles with energy, a symphony of destruction composed of screams and the metallic shriek of blades. The pharaoh's unwavering gaze pierces through the chaos, his presence commanding the storm of war. The throne room dazzles, an echo of wealth. Pharaoh sits, a golden idol. Envoys approach, bearing treasures. Ivory, spices, metals gleam. Deep bows honor the throne. The meticulously manicured palace gardens bask in the sun, a serene stage for unspoken dramas of power and destiny. Pharaoh enters, his regal presence a stark contrast to the resignation etched on his face. His gaze settles upon his future queen, her finery a symbol of the political weight that binds them. The air is thick with unspoken expectations, the heavy scent of duty masking any hint of personal desire. Soft torchlight dances across the opulent palace bedroom, casting long, flickering shadows on the walls. Midwives bustle around a large, ornate bed, their movements urgent yet practiced in the soft glow. Soft whimpers echo through the room, a testament to the struggle unfolding within the royal chambers. This is where potential heirs to the throne are brought into the world, a scene of both pain and hope. The air is thick with anticipation, the fate of a kingdom hanging in the balance with each breath. The temple hall throbs with hidden power, candlelight casting long shadows on ancient walls. Ornate priests glide through the hall, a newfound confidence radiating from their eyes. Their faces, lit by flickering flames, betray a silent defiance against the pharaoh. A palpable energy fills the sacred space, charged with unspoken rebellion. The air crackles with tension as the priests subtly challenge the pharaoh's reign. In the grand throne room, the pharaoh stands tall, sunlight casting long shadows across the solemn scene. Before him, the high priest kneels, his fate hanging in the balance as judgment looms. The air crackles with tension, the silence amplifying the weight of the pharaoh's gaze. "You are hereby banished from this kingdom," the pharaoh declares, his voice echoing through the hall. The priest's head lowers in defeat as the decree of exile seals his destiny. A heavy silence descends, broken only by the distant echoes of the pharaoh's unforgiving words. A sweeping battlefield unfolds, a canvas of smoke and dust where the horizon blurs in the heat of conflict. Steel clashes and warriors cry out, their voices echoing across the ravaged land in a symphony of war. Amidst the storm, a solitary figure stands tall, the pharaoh, regal and defiant against the tide. His presence commands attention, a beacon of unwavering resolve amidst the chaos. He is a king amongst warriors, his stance a challenge to the very forces arrayed against him. Sunlight pierces the vast throne room, illuminating dust motes dancing in the air, a stark contrast to the heavy silence. The pharaoh strides in, his regal attire unable to mask the shadow flickering in his eyes. Victorious, yet changed, he moves through the echoing space, the weight of power heavy on his shoulders. The court's cheers wash over him, distant and hollow, failing to reach the turmoil within. Sunlight blazes upon the stone carving site, where dust motes swirl like tiny stars in the golden air. Workers, dwarfed by the massive stone tablet, meticulously etch ancient symbols under the scorching sun. Each strike of the chisel rings out, a testament to the labor and precision poured into the stone. Focus tightens on the artisan's weathered hands, guiding the chisel with unwavering skill. The final strokes complete the peace treaty, its symbols promising harmony amidst the harsh landscape. The stone tablet stands as a silent guardian, its carved promises reflecting the hopes of a people. Dust motes dance in the sunlit palace hall. Years etch lines onto the pharaoh's once smooth face. The weight of his crown seems heavier now, a silent testament to time's relentless march. In the palace bedroom, the pharaoh confronts his reflection, the mirror revealing the heavy toll of time and power. His face, a map of years, is etched with the burdens of his crown, each line telling a story of leadership and sacrifice. He gazes deeply, searching for the man he once was, now obscured by the weight of his responsibilities. The dim light casts long shadows, emphasizing the solitude that comes with his position. A silent acknowledgement of mortality flickers in his eyes, a stark contrast to the eternal image he must project. Sunlight paints the palace gardens, manicured trees casting dappled shadows on the meticulously arranged flower beds. A sudden mishap, a servant trips, scattering vibrant blossoms across the manicured lawns. The fallen flowers lie like spilled secrets on the manicured grass. A hushed whisper snakes through the air as one servant casts a nervous glance around the tranquil garden. The air thickens with unease, a silent tension disrupting the garden's usual calm. The sunlight seems to dim, shadows lengthening as a sense of foreboding settles over the palace gardens. Torches flicker, casting shadows across the pharaoh's opulent bedroom as the night deepens. The pharaoh lies in bed, his labored breathing filling the silent chamber. Priests chant ancient prayers, their voices a haunting echo in the vast room. Jewels and precious artifacts are offered, sacrifices gleaming at the foot of the royal bed. The Nile bursts its banks, a life-giving torrent flooding the plains. Water spreads across the land, shimmering under the sun. People cheer, their faces radiant with relief and gratitude. A collective sigh of joy rises as the river quenches the thirsty earth. The land drinks deeply, promising bounty and renewal to its people. Under the vast, clear sky, a majestic new temple rises, its pristine facade gleaming in the bright sunlight. The temple statue stands tall, a beacon of serenity and strength against the endless blue. Sunlight bathes the statue's face, revealing every detail with divine clarity. The light dances across the stone, bringing life and warmth to the silent guardian. A perfect illumination captures the essence of faith and hope, radiating outwards. In the immense throne room, the pharaoh sits alone, an isolated figure against a backdrop of ancient power. Shadows play across the walls, illuminating intricate carvings that whisper tales of forgotten dynasties. Lost in thought, the pharaoh's face is etched with a profound solitude. An aura of palpable isolation envelops him, a king disconnected from his kingdom. In dimly lit palace corridors, the pharaoh walks, his silhouette stark against the flickering torchlight. Shadows dance on the ancient walls, whispering tales of bygone eras. Each step echoes, amplifying the weight of the crown he bears. He is haunted by memories, each corridor a passage through time itself. The air hangs heavy with the burden of history and the solitude of power. Sunlight pierces through sheer curtains, illuminating dust motes in the opulent palace bedroom. A silent, golden stillness fills the air. The massive, intricately carved bed dominates the room, draped in royal blue and gold, a testament to vanished grandeur. Upon the bed, one of the pharaoh's sons lies still, his features frozen in a mask of eternal repose. The room is silent, the air heavy with unspoken grief, the sunlight a mocking reminder of life's fleeting beauty. In the opulent throne room, the pharaoh sits, his regal posture unable to mask the worry etched deeply on his face. A palpable sense of dread permeates the air, heavy as the desert sun, casting long shadows across the room. The weight of the crown seems to press down on him as he contemplates the heavy burden of mortality. The silence in the throne room is broken only by the pharaoh's shallow breaths, a stark reminder of his vulnerability. Sunlight pierces the tomb's entrance, illuminating dust motes dancing in the stale air. Hieroglyphs crawl across the walls, whispering tales of the pharaoh's reign and power. Shadows stretch and contort, playing tricks on the eye amidst the ancient carvings. The silence is profound, broken only by the distant echo of the outside world. A sense of timelessness pervades, as if the pharaoh still watches over his domain. The air hangs heavy with the weight of history and the secrets buried within. Under the scorching sun, the people gather, their faces a mix of awe and grim determination. A colossal temple rises, stone by stone, each block a testament to the pharaoh's fading power. The pharaoh, regal yet captive, watches as his living tomb takes shape around him. Stone encases flesh, a monument to a life entombed, blurring the line between ruler and relic. In the grand palace throne room, the weight of power begins to bear down. Every step feels heavier than the last. The throne, once a symbol of authority, now offers only a fleeting respite. Discomfort gnaws at the ruler. Each breath becomes a conscious effort, the air thick with unspoken burdens and growing fatigue. The throne room, once a place of power, now feels like a cage. The weight of the crown is almost unbearable. The ruler's face bears the marks of weariness. The throne room now a silent witness to the cost of leadership. Incense smoke fills the temple, sunlight piercing the dimness. Priests' prayers echo, their voices a low, constant hum. Heirs stand in solemn silence, shadows playing on their faces. Anticipation hangs heavy, a palpable tension in the air. Sunbeams illuminate dust motes, a divine spotlight on destiny. Under the sun, the Nile shimmers, its waters reflecting the ancient land's golden light. The pharaoh descends to the riverbank, adorned in royal regalia, a figure of immense power and solemnity. His gaze drifts across the water, a distant look in his eyes, as if searching for echoes of the past. Lost in reflection, memories stir within him, drawing him back to his childhood. The Nile flows, a timeless witness to the pharaoh's journey through life and legacy. He pauses, a solitary figure against the vast landscape, contemplating the weight of his crown. The air in the palace bedroom thickens, heavy with unspoken dread. The pharaoh's breath hitches, a final, desperate gasp in the still of the night. Silence descends, a profound and absolute stillness smothering the palace. The corridors and chambers fall silent, awaiting the dawn with bated breath. Incense fills the palace room, its scent mingling with natron as torchlight flickers across ancient hieroglyphs. Embalmers work with grim focus, their movements precise in the sacred task. Upon the cold stone table, the pharaoh lies still, his body pale in the flickering light. With steady hands, they carefully remove his organs, preparing him for the afterlife. Each organ is placed in a canopic jar, a vessel for eternity, sealing the pharaoh's legacy. In the palace preparation room, the pharaoh rests on the cold stone, his form obscured by a thick layer of salt. Attendants gather around the table, their movements precise as they begin the delicate work. Their hands meticulously reshape the pharaoh's face, a final act of devotion. Each touch is imbued with reverence, transforming the body for its eternal journey. The room is silent save for their careful ministrations, a solemn ritual unfolding in the dim light. Under dim light, a golden mask gleams, held by steady hands, ready to adorn the pharaoh. The polished surface reflects the hushed anticipation of the room, a silent promise of power and destiny. The mask is gently lowered, its cold metal a stark contrast to the warm skin beneath. With the mask in place, the pharaoh's transformation is complete, an icon of ancient authority. Under a somber sky, the funeral procession commences its solemn journey. A sea of faces lines the processional way, their silence a heavy blanket of grief. Each step echoes with the weight of sorrow, a somber rhythm marking the passage. The air is thick with unspoken emotions as the procession moves towards its final destination. Dust hangs heavy in the air as the ancient tomb door grinds shut, sealing away secrets in the cold, silent darkness. The last ray of sunlight fades as stone grinds against stone, the echo of finality resonating within the tomb's depths. An impenetrable barrier stands, the massive stone door a formidable sentinel guarding the mysteries within. The weight of centuries settles as the tomb is sealed, its secrets locked away from the prying eyes of the world. Darkness consumes all, the tomb now a silent vessel adrift in time, its stories forever etched in stone and shadow. Golden sunlight drenches the ancient temple, illuminating every weathered stone. The pharaoh stands atop the steps, a solitary figure against the vast sky, his arms raised in supplication. He calls to the heavens, his silhouette framed by the monumental architecture. A blinding light descends, engulfing the pharaoh in an ethereal glow, signaling a divine moment. Inside the vast palace throne room, dust motes dance in sunbeams pouring through high windows, illuminating the space. A young pharaoh sits on the massive throne, a figure dwarfed by the room's grandeur. The weight of the crown seems to press down on his brow. He seems lost in the grandeur and solemnity of the throne room. Light catches the nervousness in his eyes. The young pharaoh is almost swallowed by the throne. Under the blazing sun, the majestic Nile snakes through the ancient landscape, its waters reflecting the boundless sky. Ripples dance on the surface, carrying secrets from distant lands and forgotten empires. The river flows, an eternal witness to the rise and fall of civilizations along its fertile banks. A shimmering ribbon of life, the Nile sustains all within its reach, a vital artery in the heart of Africa. The sun beats down, baking the shores, as the timeless river continues its inexorable journey to the sea. Ancient temples stand against the sky, their stone facades bearing the deep scars of time and the relentless erosion of history. Faces once known now reflect the weight of years and the harsh realities etched by time's unyielding hand. A sense of change hangs heavy in the air, marked by the subtle shifts in expressions and weary postures. On the horizon, distant figures emerge, their silhouettes hinting at the arrival of foreigners and impending change. The approach of the unknown casts a long shadow, signaling a shift in destiny for those who dwell in the temple's shadow. Dawn breaks softly over the Nile, painting the sky with hues of gold and rose. A lone child stands by the river's edge, his small feet sinking into the damp mud. The ancient river flows silently, carrying secrets and stories of generations past. Sunlight kisses the water, creating ripples of light that dance across the surface. The air is still, save for the gentle whisper of the wind rustling through the reeds. The story continues, its threads weaving through the life of this child and the timeless river.